Reach for the Top, Part 1. Summary. The lesson Reach the Top is a biographical story about the lives of Santosh Yadav and Maria Sharapova. The lesson is a celebration of their achievements. These two struggled hard to achieve their goals despite adverse conditions. Both these winners share certain common features as unflinching perseverance, strong will, and confidence. The lesson throws light on the importance of determination, perseverance, and sacrifice to achieve success. The first part of the lesson tells us about Santosh Yadav. Santosh Yadav was born into a rich but orthodox family that lived in a society where a birth of a girl was generally unwelcome. Santosh was not satisfied with the traditional way of life and decided to pursue her own interests. She went against the customs and traditions of the society and wore shorts. Thus, she began to nurture her individual interests. Not following the trodden path, Santosh chose a rational path. She turned down the proposal of marriage at the age of 16 and went on to pursue higher studies. Her determination made her father accept her way. She joined Maharani College and got a room in a hostel. It was there that her desire to climb mountains took root. She watched villagers going up the hill and vanishing after a while. She wanted to check it out herself and sought agreement from the climbers. Following it, she enrolled herself at Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. Her desire was so intense that she did not seek permission from her father before enrolling in a course. With her climbing skills, determination, physical and mental strength, Santosh undertook her expedition to climb Mount Everest and became the youngest woman in the world to achieve the feat. Santosh was also considered human being who rescued fellow climbers who were in need of help while climbing the mountain. Soon she became a member of an Indo-Nepalese women's expedition. She scaled the Mount Everest a second time, setting the record as the only woman to have scaled the mountain twice. In recognition to her achievements, the government of India awarded her Padma Shri. Besides being a mountaineer, Santosh was also a fervent environmentalist. She collected and brought down 500 kilograms of garbage from the Himalayas. Thus, Santosh was able to achieve success through her unique character. Part 2. Maria Sharapova. Summary. The second part of the lesson tells us about the Russian player Maria Sharapova and her success. She became world number 1 player through sheer hard work and perseverance. Sharapova was not even 10 when her hunt for success began. Though she was bullied by other tennis pupils, Sharapova did not lose her courage. She did not let the experience depress her. Instead of falling prey to diffidence, Maria became mentally strong and determined. Her father worked hard to fund her training. Her iron will was the key to her bagging the women's single crown at Wimbledon in 2004. Sharapova sacrificed sentiments to achieve success. She struggled hard and realized her dream. She was a proud Russian who would always be ready to play for her country. Poem On Killing a Tree. Summary. The poem On Killing a Tree, written by G.V. Patel, is an attempt to make people aware of the annihilation that man has restored to by killing trees, causing his own havoc. Through the poem seems to be instructing on how to kill a tree, yet the poem has environmental undertones. The poem projects how man has deteriorated the environment because of his selfish motives. In the poem, the poet says that a simple jab of knife is not enough to kill a tree because a tree emerges slowly out of the earth and grows gradually, taking years of sunlight, air, and water. The poet says that even hacking and chopping would not kill a tree because the tree gradually develops its lost parts and regrows to its former size if unchecked. This indicates that trees have life. Hence, the poet discusses how a tree can be completely killed in the later stanzas. To kill a tree completely, one must uproot it completely. It must be pulled out of the earth that provides support to it. The roots which have hidden inside the earth for years have to be exposed completely. Then the death of a tree speeds up. Uprooting a tree is certainly the ultimate step to destroy it. The tree starts turning brown and then withering and dries up due to the action of sunlight and air, and consequently it dies. The poet imparts human qualities of pain, growth, bleeding, healing, etc. to tell us that trees have life. If man goes on killing trees indiscriminately, he is sure to wreak havoc on his future. Supplementary reader. The Last Leaf. Summary. Sue and Josie were two young women living in a small flat on the third story of an old house. They were both artists and they shared a passion of painting. Josie fell seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. She would lie in bed and gaze out of the window. Her doctor said that she had made up her mind that she was not going to get well. Also, if she did not want to live, medicines would not help her. Sue tried her best to divert Josie's mind from death. She tried to get her to focus on the positive things in life, such as the beauty of nature and the joy of living. Josie would count the leaves of the ivy creeper. She thought she would die when the last leaf fell. Despite Sue's efforts to convince her that she was wrong, Josie would not listen to her. Instead, she kept on counting backwards, looking at the falling leaves. Sue told Josie in vain that falling of the leaves had nothing to do with her getting well. Sue wanted to draw the painting of an old miner. So she went to call Behrman up to be her model. Sue shared her worries with Behrman. She told him how Josie was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. Behrman found Josie sleeping in her room. Sue and Behrman went to the next room where Sue showed him the creeper at which Josie was looking. It was raining heavily and cold wind was blowing. It seemed as though the leaf would fall any minute. Behrman did not say anything and went back to his room. On the following day, Josie asked Sue to open the curtains. When Sue opened the curtain, they found that the last leaf did not fall and it looked green and healthy. After seeing the green leaf, Josie realized her foolish mistake. She started recovering. The ray of hope kindled in her. Even the doctor was hopeful of Josie's recovery as she had a will to live. The doctor told them that Mr. Behrman was affected by pneumonia. The next day, Sue told Josie that Mr. Behrman had passed away. Sue told her that he had been out in the night when there was a heavy storm painting the last leaf. Sue called it Behrman's masterpiece. Mr. Behrman sacrificed his life to give life to a dying girl.